Hello everyone, Stuckery here,
And I'm Joya.
and welcome back to a Hearts of Iron 4 video. Yeah, this is, for anyone who is curious, this is my 6-year-old daughter now here, Joya, and she did a video with me about 3 years ago where she got to take complete control of a country and decide what it was going to do, and she chose Germany in World War II. Well, here we are back again, and we have decided, all right, well, you know what she's going to do this time? She is going to design a tank. And that is the tank that we are going to use as a template for every single thing that we are going to do over the course of the game and see just how well we can do. Joya, do you want to be an engineer? Do you want to design tanks?
I'm not sure.
You don't know. Well, there's a lot of different nations in World War II, and a lot of them are famous for tanks. Germany was famous for its tanks. You had Britain. You had the Soviet Union. Not Italy. Italy was not famous for its tanks, or it was famous for its tanks, but it's how bad those tanks actually were. They sucked.
Oh.
So I figured if anything is going to be mass produced in this time, it might as well be the glorious, reliable Soviet Union that we can always count on here. Because again, I'm only going to be able to produce the thing that she designs, and that is it. No modifications, just upgrades as we develop them. So, Joya, in order to be able to design a tank, we're going to need to give ourselves a little bit of a research budget to be able to do things. The Soviet Union starts out with a lot of different tanks that they can, well, build and use. Like right now, they're making something called the BT-7, which looks like this. And so what I want us to do, since we don't have all the technology unlocked here yet for tanks, I'm not going to cheat and give us all that technology, but you get to then decide what is going to be equipped on that tank, okay? So if we go and say, for example, right now we only have light tanks and we are going to design it, it has a 1-man turret, 2-man turret, 3-man turret, or a light fixed superstructure. What do you think that we should do? 3 people on the gun, 2 people on the gun, 1 people on the gun, an open gun. What kind of thing are we gonna do?
Did you say there was
A super gun? Well, that's a superstructure. What that just means is that it's an open structure, so it's not covered all the way around. It instead is open, which means you can see more, but also people can see you and they can pew 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 shoot you.
Okay, so I think I want the superstructure.
Okay, got it. Good to know. And let's see. We have a small anti-air gun, an automatic cannon, a close support gun, a heavy machine gun, a small cannon, or an improved small cannon. What are we going to go with?
With this.
The close support gun, the big gun?
Yeah.
Okay, that means she wants a lot of boom. All right, that's something. Now, special features. This is where it's really going to change things here. We have the options of we can put in a radio, we can put in another big gun, we can put in a bunch of smaller guns, we can put in extra ammunition, smoke, slope armor, fuel drums. What do you think that we should do?
More guns!
More guns. Okay. Are we gonna add a heavy machine gun or a cannon? Cannon. Got it. All right, what are we going to add next? Decisions.
Well, I want more guns!
More. Okay. That, I guess that means machine gun. What next?
More gun?
Okay. And for the final slot, what are we going to do?
Okay, maybe something different though.
Okay. What are you thinking for this?
Well,
We can add radio. We can add, well, I can't do a secondary turret yet until we get bigger, better things. After that, we got more ammo, more smoke, wet ammunition, slope armor, fuel drums. What kind of thing?
oh?
More smoke? Why do we want to add smoke?
Yes, and we could like blast them while they don't see us.
Okay, so we're going to drive right into the smoke. We're going to blast it all around us. And then from the multiple machine guns and cannons, we're just going to start shooting everywhere.
No, shooting at people.
Okay, but okay then. Well, you heard it here, folks. Here's the design. Let's do it, I guess. Well, let's see what's going to happen, my friends. Also, side note, if you want to go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, do something to help interact with this video, something really stupid has happened, and of course, it's going to be themed around vehicles for today's event. I kind of lost the keys to my car and now have to pay a very expensive price to get those replaced because I have to get my car towed to the dealership, pay for the tow truck out of pocket, and then on top of that, pay for the fee to get a new key fob and completely rewire my car in order for said fob to work. So any little bit of interaction would be much appreciated. Everyone say RIP Toyota in the comment section. So yeah, I guess anyway, we're going to be using the BT-7A for the majority of this game, at least for the first part, before we can actually design our first medium tank. And this is, I mean, yeah, I guess this is not a thing that's ever meant for, you know, trying to actually break through the enemy. This is a light tank that is supposed to speedily move to the area, plant itself, and then proceed to fire in all directions, launch smoke, and then get the hell out of Dodge. This is very expensive for a light tank, so let's see how this thing actually operates. Now, remember, we are on historical AI, so we're going to have to deal with quite a lot of crap. We are trying to set our industry up here in order to be able to produce some things, but we are going to follow the path of Marxism-Leninism because that's really the only thing that we can do in time to be able to prepare for the enemy that is coming. And we are going to do something extra cheesy in order to make sure that the Germans can't really do much to actually go after us. I say that, they're going to do so anyway, but we're going to make their life significantly more difficult. So, the center, good luck, Stalin. You're being aided by a 6-year-old. Oh, actually, no, I could have done this a day earlier. We're going to go ahead and cancel that focus, which is fine. I lost basically 2 days in this. The whole reason we want 50 political power is because with my first 50 political power, what we are going to do is we are going to immediately do something very cheesy and justify a war goal on Turkey. 50 political power, 250 days. Yep, we are going to do that. And there's a very key reason why. You're going to see what's going to happen fairly quickly, but Turkey starts the beginning of the game guaranteed by one nation and one nation only, Romania. Romania, being one of the key nations that joins the Axis, supplies a lot of oil to the Germans and then helps Germany to launch a major invasion into the Soviet Union. If we are able to knock Romania out of the game without, justifying on them, which draws in France and Czechoslovakia, then that means we can reduce the front that we actually have to face when the Germans inevitably go and invade us. That means instead of it stretching all the way down here, we're able to knock off a huge percentage. Like this is a lot of space to not have to really worry about. And Lord knows with my luck here, I'm going to need it. Turkey seizes control of the Bosphorus? Yeah, no. Mobilize the armed forces immediately. Yeah, do that. They're going to back down. It's not really going to matter, but we're still going to continue with the justification. And at the same time that we are doing that, we need to rapidly try and go down the political path as soon as possible here to stabilize ourselves, because Lord knows we're not going to exactly be very stable. Because yeah, go figure. Stability, paranoia, and Stalin. Who would have guessed that this would have happened? Yeah, we're going to need to watch this very carefully, and the less that I have to launch inspections or other things like this in here to avoid wasting political power and losing key supporters, the better. That means the Noviate Terrorist Center, I do need to actually do this, yes, which will start a purge, but the big thing I need to do before that is socialism in one country, because I have to beeline down through this as soon as possible. So begins the Great Purge, as we prepare to purge the Turks also. Yeah, there's the first Moscow trial. Another group of traitors is brought to justice, and yeah, that gets rid of a bunch of our advisors that we would have had. But, it gets rid of a lot of paranoia, and we can't really move beyond and do all this, but what we can do is move to secure the administration, which absolutely we are going to do. With the shock of the confessions of the terrorists, Zinev and his allies, we must ask questions about the loyalties of other members. Good luck, Stalin. Because yeah, you have about, 70-odd days in here to kind of get ready, or 80 days. Next up after that, collectivization process. Yeah, it's going to hurt stability and war support, but who really cares? We just need to kind of maintain the whole lack of paranoia thing for a while, or at least as long as we can. And, well, I mean, we can always throw the undesirables at Turkey and kind of remove them. And there's the justification. All right, with that, my friends, who's ready for Thanksgiving? Yeah, this is overall going to be, over fairly quickly. It does end the League of Nations, and actually, bonus for us is that in doing this action, it spikes up world tension by 14%, which is going to actually increase the war support and other things that France, the United Kingdom, and other, parties need in order to be able to increase their own armament. Meaning, by Soviet Union going and behaving like a little bit of a naughty boy, this means that the entirety of the rest of Europe is actually more prepared because they're ready for a conflict. So you weaken Germany that way too. Yep, just need to push through on all sides. Am I going to sacrifice a lot of men? Yes, I am. But in doing this, it actually is simultaneously going to give us quite a bit of experience. So I'm kind of okay with it, to be honest. Yep, all we need to do is push through over here. I mean, yeah, it's going to be pretty easy to go ahead and take him out at this point. Am I going to lose yeah, I'm losing a decent amount of men, but really, it doesn't necessarily matter because it's the Soviet Union, so there's always more where that came from, to be fair. I am running out of guns, though. That is a little bit of a problem, so we need to kind of move fast. Yep, there we go. Once we break through all the enemies over on this side, there's not really anything that can hold us back, so we can just kind of blitz through the entire thing. It takes a bit. And yeah, you're going to lose a decent amount of men, but it's, again, the Soviets. There's plenty more where that came from. All right, with the collectivization process and all this done, and we can't really do anything with the anti-Soviet Trotskyist Center just yet, that means the next step after that is going to be trying to boost up our infrastructure and our construction in general. We're going to need a lot of that, because Lord knows I'm going to need to produce a lot of tanks here. Oh, Romania collapsed. Okay, that is excellent for us. We do want that. And really, I don't want any of this territory. Anything that we take is going to end up aiding the Germans, and we don't want this. So we're going to seize the Romanian Navy. We are going to puppet Romania as a whole, and then simultaneously we are going to add war reparations on the entire thing. And the reason for that is because then we're going to get at least a decent amount of factories from it. I don't really care about having Romania as a valuable puppet, if you will, that's going to produce more. I want to take all their stuff now because they're literally just a buffer state. I mean, immediately from the get-go, look at what it's doing to our industry. I need to get my men over here and rush and take out Turkey as soon as we possibly can. All right, and with Turkey dead, we simultaneously go and puppet all of it. And we add everything. We stack on war reparations on all the states of Turkey. We also go and seize Turkey's navy. Boom, because we don't want them to have any kind of power. And with that, my friends, we are in a golden position. The Turkish Socialist Republic is looking fantastic. Reluctant Stalinist. Yeah, you don't say, buddy. But in taking all of these varying resources, we are setting ourselves up for a glorious future. One in which, if you go and look at the industry of the Soviet Union now, yeah, we have 75 civilian factories, so 12 additional ones from occupation. We get more things from trade, which is quite nice, but this is a really big boost to your industry to get from the very get-go, so we're able to produce quite a lot. And by escalating world tension as much as it is that we have, yeah, that's going to boost both the United Kingdom and France, which means that Germany is going to have a rougher time in everything. Next up on here, I could go ahead and let the political paranoia tick up, and then afterwards, forge satisfactory production reports. I could do this, yes, but we can run a little bit of a risky situation here, a risky game. Because as soon as the infrastructure focus finishes, that means we can launch the anti-Soviet Trotskyist Center, the next great purge, which, yeah, it's going to increase political paranoia, but the purge that we're going to have is going to remove all that, so hopefully we don't suffer from another series of purges prior to this. It's a risk, but whatever. Again, we're being controlled by a 6-year-old, so who really cares? Second Moscow trial. Yeah, another group of traitors brought to justice. Bam. That's again done, which... Yay, no more. Actually, hold on. We still have some political paranoia. I forgot it's actually still going to be kind of bad. The dictators or the workers' dictatorship. Yeah, that'll decrease it by 10. That's fine. Let's hope that works. Chiang Kai-shek arrested in Yunnan. No, we're saying he's still needed because we want for China to be able to resist the Japanese more effectively. That is still necessary. With workers' dictatorship done, our paranoia is being barely maintained, so we're doing a little bit okay. Let's see, centralization and discipline, war economy. Yeah, this is useful, but I can't do anything until we get to military conspiracy, and I would rather not waste the days on these because they're technically speaking not necessary. Instead, what we really need is we need more research. We need to boost up our production as much as possible. So we're going to finish the 5-year plan. And then from there, we're going to try and beeline down to the USSR Academy of Sciences while maintaining our purges. I am going to have to do some inspections, unfortunately. Ugh, paranoia 31%. I am not liking that. I'll tell you that much. Inspection of the Air Force, maybe inspection of the Navy. The Navy is the most useless one of all this. We're going to do that one. Okay, conspiracy in the Academy, anti-Soviet military thinking, advisor, Navy experience. I mean, I don't really care about Navy experience. Like, this is honestly okay. So sure, we're going to get rid of that, which is fine. It's fine. The Navy is the most useless part of the Soviet Union if you're not planning a naval invasion game against like Britain or something. So it really does not matter. With the finishing of the 5-year plan, that means next step after that, still can't do military conspiracy. Hopefully a 35-day focus will suffice. That means I could launch the next 5-year plan, but we all know that really isn't going to finish timing-wise. So, national specialists or foreign experts? Naturally, we're going to go with national specialists. Everything is designed by our 6-year-old savior, so we don't need foreign powers telling us to not listen to a 6-year-old. Okay, here we have it. Great Purge, Trial of Generals. Here's the final one. Yes, I'm going to lose a lot of my leaders. Yeah, I know, and it sucks. It really does suck, but this at least finishes a lot of the issues that I had. So I did lose my marshals, which is unfortunate. I really did want my I really did want my marshals to be good, but no, it's not going to happen. Instead, I'm still balancing paranoia. Yeah, I don't want to have to risk any of this. Okay, we are probably at least going to do centralizing discipline or no, behead the snake. That's fine. This will decrease paranoia by 30. Ooh, yeah, that's what we want. So that we can try and assassinate Trotsky. Admiral Philippe Otobritsky accused of treason. Sure. I don't care about the Navy. Let the Navy suffer. Really, again, who cares? With Behead the Snake done, that means I have, or at least I will have, a slot here for an operative, so that's fine. I am still gaining some paranoia, but when can I do this? Current days are 35. Okay, yeah, I won't be able to do that just yet. That's going to take a while. All right, well then, we need to get our research done and out of the way. Because now I really need to start increasing my military factory count. That's going to require a lot of stuff. And Trotsky, your days are numbered. Yep, this is going to be fun then. Yeah, fine. I'll accept 10% less construction for a full year. Wow, a full year. That's going to really suck. Okay, fine. But at the very least, it means I will be in a solid position to do whatever it is that I need, finally, as we finish off all of this. There's the Anschluss of Austria, and Trotsky got assassinated. It worked. Okay, fantastic. That's actually exactly what I needed. Did I help the Republicans over here? No, I did not. But, you know, that by the war ending as early as it did, it means that the Germans didn't actually get nearly as much experience as they otherwise would have. So it's honestly fine. I don't really need to worry about that. Instead, we just need to focus on producing as much military equipment as we can. And when that complete, we no longer have to deal with political paranoia. We didn't lose nearly as many people as we otherwise would have, which is great. That's actually great. And I don't need to waste time doing any of this stuff. Instead, we can boost our military prowess further, which National Academy of Sciences, yeah, that's fine. But honestly, I don't really need to worry about any of this stuff right now just yet. I need further plans to rebuild myself. That means I need another research slot. So found the PCDI. Let's go ahead and get that done. There goes the Munich Agreement, which means things are building up here even more. September 1938. All right. Things are still kind of on track. Hey, all right, we're beating the Japanese. That's exactly what I'd like to see. And with the fate of Czechoslovakia, things are starting to heat up. This is where things are going to start to get extra spicy. Hey, Joya, do you want to come here? I need your help for something. Okay, everyone, Joya is back. Joya, it's 1939, and we finally had the technology here to produce some better medium tanks. So we're producing a lot of your little light tanks here that we've been making that have the big guns. Now you can make some medium tanks here. So I want to know, you're getting excited. She's rubbing her hands together. What kind of tank are we going to make here with the medium tank? You get to choose all the features again. So are we going to go with the fixed cannon or the fixed structure? We're going to go with the 1-man turret, the 2-man turret, or the 3-man turret?
I think the 3-man.
3-man. Okay, big one. A lot of people in it. All right. Now, are we going to put let's see, we can't put a heavy gun with that here. Are we going to put a small gun or a big gun?
Big gun?
Big gun. All right. Are we going to do the medium cannon or the howitzer? Basically, the cannon is good against tanks. The howitzer is good against people, like infantry. So what do you want the fiery boom or do you want the penetrative explosive boom? That one, you want the howitzer. All right, we're not going to fight the German tanks at all. We're just going to destroy everything else. Okay, so we're going with the howitzer. What do we want next? You can go radio. You can add on some special modules. You can add on more guns. More guns. All right, and after that? All right, more guns. The reliability on this thing is awful. Oh, guys, it's fine. It'll be okay. All right. And what after that? Yeah, what do you want after that?
More guns.
It physically won't let us add on another one here. So, you know what? We can add on machine guns. Fine. Yeah. This is looking great. This you really like guns. Okay. And then after that?
Grenade.
All right. So we're gonna have no radio. There's no communication. There's no extra armor. It's just boom and hide. I am so afraid for what it is that I'm going to have to do here. 40% reliability, dear Lord. I guess the only thing I can do is add a torsion bar in order to make it just a little bit more effective. Why are you laughing? My wife is laughing at me from this here. Nope, they're laughing at me over the key fob thing that I talked about with the car. Never mind. All right, things are starting to heat up here in Europe. That means I need to get prepared because everything is about to break out and happen to me very fast. The Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. Okay, here's the thing. Technically speaking, I could refuse this, but I do want access to all the stuff here for Poland, so I am actually going to sign the treaty because this means that I will be getting more resources. So we will sign the treaty with Germany temporarily. We do know that they are going to eventually betray me, and this is honestly fine because I now need to start to claim other things around me. Looking at you there, Finland. There goes Poland refusing the German ultimatum. That means that everything is about to get real spicy, and as this war ends extremely quickly, we will be able to start sweeping in ourselves. Yeah, we already got Bessarabia and everything else. I literally don't have to worry about anything to the south, which means secure Leningrad. Our current border with Finland is far too close to Leningrad for comfort. A surprise attack from Finland could reach the city in a few hours. Oh no, well, I guess we better go ahead and demand everything. After all, it's only fitting. Germany honors the pact, which means we get a huge swath here of Poland. Excellent for us, which, yeah, it doesn't really have all that much in the way of resources, but, you know, it's going to be useful for us because here's the thing, right? Because this has now taken place and I get all this territory, the actual front with Germany is not going to be back here. It's only going to be concentrated along this front right here. Yeah, I'm still going to get Lithuania, Estonia, and whatnot, but this is a much smaller area to have to deal with where I can focus all of my defenses that I've been building up. As the varying different states of Latvia, Estonia, and Lithuania submit themselves to me, this means that we are in an even better position. Will Finland accept? I honestly don't know if they will. Nope, they rejected, which means goodbye, Finland. Goodbye to you. Yeah, they're not really gonna hold us back at this point. We can basically just sweep on through right to Helsinki. Yep, go cavalry. Oh, dang it, they're not gonna make it. Okay. Ah, hey, look, Finland's offers concessions. Yeah, well, if we're gonna go with the historical answer, we're going to accept their surrender, but I don't think that's what I want to do here. Because again, if we can keep our border really small, we won't need to worry about any of this. Well, at least we can probably go and improve our tank so that I still have to use the same design that she made for me, but I can make it a little bit better. And with that, Finland collapses, which, yeah, I am going to go ahead. I'm not going to seize all of Finland. I don't want this border to be a problem, so we are going to puppet all of Finland. And we are going to demand war reparations from everything, as well as, again, seize all of Finland's navy. With that, the border is completely 100% secure. And at this point now, I have a year and a half in order to prepare whatever it is that I need. I have a good amount of equipment of basically everything, so that's not really an issue. We can go up a conscription level so that I have more men to be able to throw into the front, and from here, we can actually begin preparations for something spicy. Yep, there goes Germany declaring war on everyone and everything else. So that is something. Now, France may actually be a little bit more prepared in this time. We will see what is actually going to happen. As for over here, we have a lot of things to prepare for. Oh, no, never mind. That's Paris falling actually extremely quick. Okay, never mind. I actually thought that things would be a little bit different in this time, but I was completely wrong. I have 1 year to prepare for everything to go to absolute crap. We go ahead and prep some collaboration governments on Germany, which is perfect for us, and we just continue to build up our military forces. Like, we are building up a massive army here, as large as we can possibly get. All right, looks like the Germans are slowly starting to prep to build their forces over on the side here, but we will be ready. There goes Italy going after Greece, and things are heating up. Meanwhile, look at this giant line that we have. And we finally have radar, so we pretty much have nothing to worry about over on this side whatsoever. Literally, the only positive thing about all of this is that I'm able to upgrade things, but I still have to go with the exact design that my daughter wants. So, that's what we're doing. Yeah, here it goes. Here they go, trying to build things up. This is where things are going to get spicy. Yeah, Romania rejects Hungarian demands. I wonder if they're going to go and declare. If they declared on Romania, that would actually be quite funny. Romanian people republic seek mediation. Faced with increasing pressure from Hungary, Romania has asked for an impartial commission to decide the dispute over Transylvania. Yeah, we're certainly going to intervene in the... Because what is happening with Hungary? Nah, but we're gonna push for better terms. Transylvania stays with Romania. I might actually end up going to war with all of these guys anyway, and that is quite literally not what I intended. Well, we're gonna agree to defend them. And the entire reason for that is, I basically would have them pretty much surrounded, because even when Bulgaria and everything else joins in on the fight, we're gonna have Turkey. Are they genuinely gonna do this? Germany is not joining in on the war. Hold up. Germany is not joining in on the war, which means, theoretically speaking, it's April. If they can hold off just a little bit, I could steal Hungary from them. Nope, Germany has indeed agreed to join in on the conflict. Okay, that is happening, which means it is time for us to create a little bit of havoc here. I was really hoping to be able to stop that, but no, that's unfortunately, that is not how it is going to work. So we need to try and do this as quickly as possible to sustain the line. Germany breaks the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, and immediately they start getting pushed back because, lo and behold, all their forces were pushed down here to the south. And yes, I will take a peace deal with Japan, if I can please, for the love of God, stop Romania from collapsing. Oh, dear Lord. All right, quick, drop everything down, hold the line, move back as fast as we can. If we can just hold out here, it literally will not matter how many people we lose. Because if instead they can just throw their men at me as much as possible, I can cut off huge swaths of them and wipe them out. Soviet industry, baby. When you leech it from everyone else, it actually becomes phenomenally easy to do things. There we go. There is one government collapsing. That is done on this side, and we are pushing through. Yeah. I'm sacrificing Romania. I know that I am, but we are already pushing through Germany in 1941. All right, go ahead. Pause for a little bit. Just regroup, build up your strength. And let's launch another strike again. Now, I am running out of supplies here. Okay, that might actually be a little bit of an issue. Oh my God, I'm out of manpower. How am I out of manpower? Was I recruiting men? I was recruiting men. I did not mean to be recruiting any men. Okay, that is also going to be a little bit of an issue. I have to go up to a higher conscription level because I'm actually burning through all of my manpower. Oh wow, we went up in casualties real fast here. Okay. But it doesn't matter, because before 1941 is out, Berlin has fallen. It's like a reverse Barbarossa. Oh my God, Germany collapsed. 1941. We blitzed right through it. These tank designs are at, well, I mean, okay, to be fair, it's a mixture of the tank designs, maybe, but it's more so we had the stupid industry to be able to produce as much of these tank designs as we so desired because of, well, everything else that we did. All right, there goes German-Hungary. That is collapsing. Oh my God, it's like a red tide just pouring over the entire thing. This strategy is so broken. Yeah, they're going to fracture into civil war. That's going to be pretty simple and easy to do from our end. And they're gone. No, that's Italy. Bulgaria is the only thing that is left somehow. Well, let's push. And with that, my friends, it is over. As you can imagine, the overwhelming majority of all the war score has gone to us. So we're just gonna yoink, take all that. Or to be more accurate, we're going to puppet all the remaining land here of Poland. We're going to seize this from Germany. And with that, yeah, we easily have enough points to just finish everything. Wait, are you serious? I don't have enough. I can't take Hanover. It is the only thing that I am unable to take. Wow. Okay. Well, still, this means that the Comintern now consists of the entirety of Europe going all the way through Germany, the entirety of Italy. The Soviets reigned supreme before 1942 using the tanks that my daughter designed. This somehow worked. I say somehow worked like it's literally just throwing overwhelming numbers at him, I swear. Like it is such a broken strategy as the Soviets to take out the Turks, and from that be able to take out the Romanians, and at the same time that you do that, when you take out Finland, to not actually get peace with them, to instead take them out completely so that you don't have to worry about the continuation war. It is so broken. Oh my Lord. Well, that, my friends, I think we're done here. Thank you all for watching. This is a game that at this point could easily turn into a world conquest, because now you control the entirety of the majority of Europe before 1942. But I don't really want to do anything anymore. That was the fun. That was the broken thing. Thank you all very much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all here next time. Goodbye, my friends.